We're live.
Yes. If it's an act of God or something,
Neat to be
if
that.
it's just if we're out, they will come.
Open meeting for the Angola Common Council, Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Crum.
Here.
Councilmember Olson.
Here.
Councilmember Armstrong.
Here.
Councilmember Martin.
Here.
Councilmember McDermott.
Here. Okay, so just coming off the 4th of July weekend, Mackenzie Burr, Mackenzie, she is the lady that ran the parade this year, first time at it. I thought just did a great job. We had 30 more than last time. There's always going to be hiccups. People come in late. There's going to be a gap in the parade, or the kids aren't going to throw the candy far enough away from the vehicles. But I thought all in all, it went really well. What was really neat, and I don't know if any of you were down there, but I was getting ready to go. I'm looking up and I see these two big birds way up there. And I'm going, man, they look big. And I know they're way up there. And the guy got his binoculars out and there were two eagles. Just flying right down the mountain, right around the mountain downtown. Like, so it was pretty cool seeing that. And with that, I want to thank the Kershaw Police Department, the Street Department, all of them that have chipped in. Am I missing anybody? Fire Department probably has done some things along the way. Parks, well, we're getting to them. Kind of going down through the line here. Nate, great job on the sound system. That's going well. Really appreciate that. Then the fire department had their 150th anniversary down there, and I thought that was a great crowd down there for that also, and everything went real well. And then Matt at the Commons Park with everything that went on down there, I thought it went really well. The fireworks were outstanding, and what a finish that was. So just really appreciate everybody's involvement in that and supporting each other, and just made everything go really pretty smooth for all the activities happening. Then we get ready now for Angola Balloons Aloft this weekend. So busy week in Angola and Steuben County. And I hope I haven't missed anybody on that there, because all of you were important in making that happen. So, I'll request approval of the June 19th minutes.
So. Second.
Seconded, discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Unfinished business, ordinance number 1732-2023, an ordinance amending the City of Angola, Indiana Employee Handbook, Employee Benefits, Leave Programs, third reading.
Second.
Moving second, discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Public hearing regarding the proposed solid waste change. That'll be for ordinance 1733-2023. If anybody has any remarks, we ask them to please step up to the podium here and give your name and address for the record. And at this time, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. And as they rush up to the podium, we'll close the hearing. Ordinance 1733-2023, an ordinance amending the Angola Municipal Code, Chapter 8.05, Solid Waste, monthly rate $17.10, second reading.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Ordinance 1733-2023, third reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Ordinance 1734-2023, an ordinance amending the zoning map of the City of Angola, Indiana, 302 West Gilmore, second reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Under new business, ordinance 1735-2024 or 2023, an ordinance of fixing compensation of appointed officers, deputies, other employees, and the police and firefighters of the City of Angola, Indiana for the year 2024, first reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion.
Mayor, I'd like to go on record that one of the things I'd like to look down the road with, and I know people are appreciative with the raises they've received and the longevity and so forth. But we have some perhaps issues down the road in terms of attracting, for example, firefighters and police officers and others as we continue to grow. So I'd like to think about ways we can rectify that down the road. And I know they're very appreciative as to the schedule that has been presented.
Well, that's why we're adding the longevity also as well as the raises. So, and we, as we said, this is a first step. So we got to see how this works out, and make sure that we don't end up having to lay somebody off down the road because you're putting out too much now.
I
So
understand.
yeah, we appreciate all they do too and understand that also. So any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Request approval of the police department to sell govdeal.com a 2020 Dodge Durango asset number 8942.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
What was that?
It's a K9 vehicle, so that vehicle will have about 6 times the amount of operation hours compared to a vehicle similar mileage. So we try to get rid of them before we start having problems, because our problems with the K9 is usually a blown engine, and that is a whole bunch of money currently.
Remember that a couple of years.
Mhm. Yeah, we've had to be without vehicles for quite a while because of blown engines and the cost of repair.
Okay, thanks again.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Discussion regarding in-kind items for the Sheets Family Park, and I think, Amanda, this has been kind of turned over to you by the other department heads, so. Go for it.
So we've had a lot of discussions about in-kind contributions with this park. So one of the things I did was create this Excel file just so we can see on paper what's really being contributed and what those categories are. So I went through in design and permitting, things that we're going to, the city was going to handle. The Parks Department had some items, utility, and then council approvals. I also looked at the frequency, whether this was a one-time contribution or an annual contribution. So you can see totaled at the bottom, we're looking at city one-time contribution of $411,372. And then in addition to that, annually, $93,155.12. And these annual items are just estimates. You know, we estimated what the water bill would be, what the sewer bill would be, and the city would cover those. And those are also obviously $2023. So those are costs that will be for the life of this park. So you can obviously estimate that those will go up. So on this Excel file, or on this sheet, there's a highlighted $100,000. And this was what council discussed at the last meeting. And it was discussed and a motion was made of $100,000 to be contributed as materials. And it was tasked to find items or materials that the city could donate towards this project. So I met with departments and kind of looked at a list, looked at materials, and really we kind of came up with, there weren't a whole lot of materials that the city could buy at a discount compared to what the YMCA or their contractor could buy. So that was really, you know, what we were looking at. Is there anything that we can get at a discount to save the Y money on this? And there really wasn't. So then as conversation went on, then we talked about, well, maybe it should just be a cash contribution to that instead of us buying materials, delivering them to the Y, the contractor installing them, or however that. And then the conversation really evolved to looking at the park and the long-term goal of the city's involvement in the park, which will be maintenance and operation duties. There is an endowment fund that is being created for maintenance and operations on the long term. So what we are doing is coming back before council to have a conversation about the $100,000 that you guys approved of contributing that to the endowment fund. From a department standpoint, we feel like this is a good investment in the long-term maintenance of this park. It will allow us to, and by us, I really mean Matt and the Parks Department, but allow them to maintain the park at the same standard that he does with all the other parks. So that is what we put together and want to present to you guys for discussion.
Sarah, you want to have anything to say on this? Or you want to hear what the discussion is first or whatever?
However you guys would like. But yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, no, thank you. And thank you, Amanda, for putting together that wonderful spreadsheet. It was very helpful for us, for our committee to take a look at that as well. Definitely, we have appreciated everything Amanda, Matt, everybody here, every council member has done to help get this project really moving forward. I know that our community is just waiting on bated breath for this project for us to break ground and to get it started. So we are very grateful for all that you guys have done, with the cash contribution, with everything laid out here. We would appreciate any additional support in any way you guys see that you see fit. I would suggest that it $100,000 continues with the original intent of those funds, which was to purchase items for the park. I would say currently that's our need, is for liquid funds for us to purchase those items, which I believe was the original intent of that motion. But again, we are very grateful for what you've done. I would say that is what our committee's request would be. That it would be cash donation to purchase items. And we do currently have at the Community Foundation, just the endowment currently has $255,000 in that endowment. So it is a healthy start to that endowment. Our goal is $500,000, but that $255,083.75 is a nice start to that. So we are confident we will be able to get to that our goal of 500,000. But I think our immediate need would be that having it available to us to purchase those items.
Discussion from council?
So, and thank you so much for this. The 96,000, we're talking about the Parks Department, we've got almost 70,000 annual, another 20,000 in maintenance. That's ongoing. Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Obviously, the cash contribution that we did up front, that's a one-time. We're talking about whether or not we make a cash donation or an endowment. I just wanted to make sure, and all of these are this 57,000 is a one-time deal.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. When are you guys going to start your capital campaign for this? It's not even at your website.
It is at our website, but we've launched our initial major donor campaign 2 weeks ago. So we have launched that. So we are setting up our meetings with that this week and next week for our major donor. So we are working with a consultant out of Fort Wayne to help us with launching our major campaign, and then we will follow that with our community campaign. We do believe that this is a community-led project, and it has been from the start. And we want our whole community at every level to have that opportunity to be involved in it. So that will be the second phase of our major campaign.
I was staring that way. It wasn't that I wasn't
That's okay.
listening.
No, I know you
Thank
couldn't
very
hear.
much.
I understood too. Yeah. But that was a good question.
Seems to me that we've already made a substantial direct contribution. And if the $100,000 will help the city down the road, maintenance, to me, I would think that's the route we should take. That's just my thought.
The endowment will be owned by the foundation. The interest will then go to not support our cost. It will go to support the project. Is that correct?
So
Yes.
okay. The endowment will be held at the Steuben County Community Foundation, as are all the funds for this park.
Right.
So yes, it will be held there. The benefactor of the endowment is the YMCA.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And should we go that route, that's what I would prefer. Yes.
Just to note, though, the agreement that we have been working on with the attorneys as far as the Parks Department and the Y does specify in it what those costs are used for from the endowment versus what comes out of our regular maintenance budget. So there is a threshold number. I think we put it at 2,000. So anything above and beyond that would be paid for through the endowment. So even though the Y does control it, it's still
Matt, these would be for unexpected costs?
where, if 10 years down the road, the pump and the splash pad goes out, that's a very large expense. So at that time, that endowment money could help pay to replace that large ticket item.
And this is a different conversation, but I'm sure you guys have kicked it around. And I think the city does a really great job of planning for capital expenses down the line. Is that going to be part of your line item? Whose line item is that going to be under?
That would be, sorry,
Go ahead.
that would be a part of the YMCA. We are it is our duty to maintain what was the word? What am I
Things
saying?
that are
Major
attached,
features.
Capital.
So capital,
Things
thank
that-
you.
right.
Permanent features such as the pickleball courts or a pump. Yes, those are planned, and we kind of went through that. Pickleball courts need to be redone every 7 to 10 years. We are going to plan on that, and that's what the endowment will be there for, to plan on those major items and the unexpected items, such as a pump failing within its life expectancy, where maybe we aren't planning on that. It's year 9, we're planning that year 11 or whatever that is. So yes, it would help with unexpected as well as expected expenses.
I should know this, Sarah, and I do know. Is there an entrance fee?
For the park, it is open for everybody. So it will be completely open. And that's one of the reasons we really wanted to partner with the Parks Department, because we shared that same mission for our community.
Question on the endowment, if it goes into the endowment, isn't that only interest that can be used? So they have some
About
capital.
5%.
Yeah, they have some heavy capital things that are gonna happen now. That $100,000 could, for equipment and all other kinds of stuff that they need now. And if you're tied just to using the interest, that's not gonna pay a whole lot,
Even in the future.
Yeah, you have to wait about 5-10 years for it to build up a interest amount.
Is there any reason why we have to make this decision tonight? I'd like to sit on this for another meeting. These are our meetings with them, and I'd like to talk with some of them. Think about this. You don't need it, no idea.
We're discussing.
I'm just asking the council.
At this point, you couldn't do anything with 100,000. So we're not paying.
I'd like to table this a decision on this one way or the other for a meeting.
I will say, and I don't have a problem doing that, Dave. The 100,000 was, and I appreciate what our department heads are, they're worried about sustainability, and my hats off to them. Our people are looking long-term, looking down the road, and I think that's great and very noble of them to do that. But the original of the 100,000 in kind was to help for construction. So if they don't want to be involved with doing that, and I understand their reasoning, I would think we'd use 100,000 for construction. It's just my 2 cents. But if you want to table it and have conversations, we do that.
I would like that. If they don't need it right now and we don't have to make that, would you agree with me? We have the money to,
Yeah, I mean,
there's no time limit on us.
no, I mean, we're working on budgets, coming up, so we want to obviously have these discussions as budgets go along. There's no reason that.
Got 45 days, right?
I'm okay with this.
Is that okay with? Sarah, is that okay with you?
I do have a report due August 1st, which they are going to match any funds.
Oh.
So I'm not,
Well,
it is
well, well,
8/1 that it's due, but I see there's another meeting on July 17th. So I'm,
Well, let me ask you this. If you say you
either
have.
way, it would match anywhere you put it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a match regardless.
Right.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
It would, but I was just, I am all for making whatever is best for the city and making that, I understand there might be more conversation, but I wasn't sure if, that jumped
So
July
endowment
17th.
or construction, is it a one-on-one match or is it?
Yeah.
So the $100,000 we give is gonna be $200,000 with somebody else's.
Mhm.
What did you say that's due?
I have to write, the report is due on August 1st.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
I don't think we have a problem with it all.
2 weeks.
We're gonna give them $100,000. The
Well,
question is
how?
where you're gonna put
That's
it
right,
now.
that's right.
So I'll give that shall be your report.
So we'll bring it up for.
I just went 2 weeks. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reports for treasurer.
Just heads up, Baker Tilly will be here at the next meeting to discuss financial management reports. So once they get me those copies, I'm going to get them out to you. And then we'll be discussing water and sewer financial health next meeting. So.
Yep.
I am thrilled to see it. I live for this.
Thank you.
No report, Mr. Mayor. No, sir.
Mackenzie, you got anything?
We've got Food Truck Fridays coming up. They're starting July 14th downtown. I'm doing work on Art Festival, August 5th, and then Cruise to the Monument will be September 20th. So lots of fun things happening downtown.
In your spare time.
Yes.
No report, Mayor.
Chief?
No report.
Just thanks to everyone that chipped in and helped out over the 4th. I think my staff did a great job down at the park setting, and I heard good things about the parade. So all in all, I think it was a huge success, and thank you for the support and thank you to my staff. So.
Yeah, great job as always. You make it look too easy and you know it's not. We know it's not, but.
Cleaned up by 9:30 this
Yeah.
morning. Oh my.
Yeah.
Hey,
Christmas music played for a short time on Friday. Apologies for that. But at least you know it's working, so it's never too early going forward. That's all I have to report.
It's a hallmark.
It's the Hallmark Channel.
No report.
No, sir.
see, your night could be. Request approval of the amounts of accounts payable vouchers 63,580 to 63,803, totaling $709,141.33.
Move to approve.
Second.
Seconded, discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any other new business? If not, thank you all and we'll see you at the rules of law.
Hi. How are you? Good. I was trying to explain to Andy, I was like,